Now, Raising Cane's presents the student section on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, and HawaiiUSA Federal Credit Union.
Brand new edition of the student section on ESPN Honolulu. We are live on location here at Raising Cane's University. I'm Cole Malsoff, and I'm joined by my co-host of student section, Callan Spiller. Callan, it's great to be back with you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Cole. Excited to be back here at the university spot where we started it all back in September, and excited to have some awesome guests today.
This is the 6th edition of the student section, season 2. And we have a very special show for the listeners here tonight. Kamehameha girls basketball state champs Nihoa, Dunn, and Pomai, Nakakura are in the house. And joining us a little later on the show, Iolani boys soccer state champs Devin, Lee, and Brody, Awaya will be joining us as well. But joining us now are two fan favorites, we can say, for the University of Hawaii men's basketball team, Akira Jacobs and Aaron Hunkin-Claytor. Akira, Aaron, appreciate you both coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Aaron, I want to start with you on this one by touching on the season up to this point. The team is 14-12 overall, 6-9 in conference play, 7th in the Big West. You've been a bigger part of this team down the stretch. How do you assess the team at this point of the season?
I mean, it starts in practice. We've always had the same approach, like every day and every game, and we just really know, like, when our team's clicking and we're doing good, then we're a really hard team to beat. Mm-hmm. And it's just like things like limiting turnovers and little mental lapses that we could take care of.
Mm-hmm. And especially you being a first year on this squad, your role has elevated throughout the season. So how have you been able to find those moments to step up and be a leader on the court even when it's your first year on the team?
I think for me, it started off the court, like the chemistry I was able to build with the older guys, and then it just translated onto the court, and we all really have really good chemistry with each other. So being able to talk to them like that and on the court just helps a lot.
Akira, this is your second season with the program. And I remember last season, to finish the season, you guys won 7 of your last 9 games, starting with the conference leader, UC San Diego, on Saturday. How can you sort of mimic what you guys did last year to end the season for the final 5 games this season?
Yeah, I think a really big thing that I think we've been starting to do is just like really making adjustments in like our game plan. Obviously, we like to stick to our game plans, but you know, especially now, like later in the season, like all the teams, they see what we do, have an understanding of how our offense works. Like we make adjustments to their adjustments, and that's really how you start to win games. And I think that we've been doing a good job. We just got to execute that in the game.
Right.
And especially in this being your first year as a returner on the team, going from being a first year to someone with a year of experience under your belt, how have you felt that your role has shifted? Are you a little more comfortable after having that year?
I mean, yeah, it's just an understanding of just how the system works more. Obviously, coming in first year, like, you know, it's all brand new. You know, you're a lot more scared of the coaches and stuff like that. So it's like you get to, you know, build more relationships, understand, and then like now that you know the system, you get to teach the younger guys. But like at this point of the season, like guys like Aaron, like he knows what he's doing. Like he's been here long enough, as the team would say. He's not a freshman anymore. So, you know, I think we've been working out pretty well.
Aaron, for you, as you've started the past 6 games, has your confidence started to grow with the team? And where does that confidence sort of come from when you're playing?
I just think the confidence for me is like I've been playing basketball my whole life. So it's not anything new to me. Of course, college is a lot better than what I've been playing, like right. AAU and high school and things like that. But the confidence, I feel like, has always been there because I know like my ability and what I can do. And then my teammates really just instill confidence in me every day. Like off the court, they help me with film, and the coaches help me. And then on the court, they help me. Like they pick me up when I throw down or things like that.
What a good answer.
And Akira, I'm sure you're asked about this in all of your interviews. I've heard a couple of them. But this summer, you had a pretty incredible experience. So congratulations on making that Olympic team for Japan. What
Mr. Olympian.
Right there. And the experience you get there, how has that translated to the court for the Bows this season? Is there anything specifically you learned that you feel like has been helpful?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot. There's a whole list of stuff. But I just think the main thing is it's really just how competitive the world is and like how good everybody is, but also the fact that it's really attainable. Like, you know, I never felt like I was like out of place playing against, you know, NBA players, superstar guys. It never felt like, oh, I can't be on the court with them. They're just outmatching me in any spot. And I just think that that's really just shows that, how talented the world is at basketball. And even here, like, everyone's really good. And that just shows that you just got to keep competing no matter where you are. Have going with the same mindset, have confidence in yourself.
I wanted to ask about the game itself, FIBA basketball compared to college basketball or even basketball in the mainland and in Hawaii. Is there an adjustment when you go back to play for your country and then after that switching over to college ball, coming back to UH? What's the adjustment like for that?
Yeah, there's just such different rule sets. Like, obviously, the paint's bigger. You can be a lot more physical. It's just it's a lot of different stuff. But I think just the biggest adjustments to make, what would be the biggest?
Because the goaltending, right? That's a thing. But is that a big difference?
This doesn't really happen maybe once every 2 games.
Right.
It rarely happens.
Except if you're like Wemby and it's like you're just on the rim, so it's like.
But like even like the taller dudes like that, they don't really like do it.
They don't do
like
it.
It's not really that exists. But like I'd say like the biggest adjustments are just like knowing the rules really, like knowing how like FIBA like obviously you're not supposed to, but they just kind of let you use 2 hands, kind of push people around a bit more.
So it's officiated differently.
It's really officiated different, and then just knowing like a lot of similar things, knowing personnel, how you're guarding a person. And I think like that's a really good thing that I learned here. It's just like doing like the personnel stuff, like learning everyone's weaknesses, strengths. Like that really translates over and stuff like that. But just biggest thing is just play your game. I feel like especially with me, it's just like I've tried to simplify my game. Simply like I like to shoot the ball. If not, they close out hard, you go past them. And just the step-by-step stuff like that, it's really simple. I try to simplify it. And then having an absolutely amazing point guard like Aaron Hunkin-Claytor to find me for my open shots, my open cuts, it just makes the game so much easier.
I believe it. And I'm just curious off the court, too. What was that experience like? Was there any specific moment where you're looking around like, wow, I'm really at the Olympics right now?
I mean, I just say the biggest is so as soon as our bus gets to the Olympic Village, you step out. Like, so ours is different. It's just a basketball one, but I step out, I go to my room. And so I go to the hallway, I go to the elevator opens, Nikola Jokic and Bogdanovic.
Wow.
And we're just kind of having a normal conversation there. And like, I go down and then, so I go to the the open space and I go to get a snack and right there it's Yao Ming. So it's just like, dudes are just chilling or like, they're just kind of hanging out.
Crazy.
And then you just get to communicate with them in like a human, like kind of way. It's like, they're no longer just the guys you see on the screen. They're just people. And I think that was a really humanizing moment for me.
It's amazing.
Aaron, I want to rewind before UH. You did spend 2 years at Iolani and then moved to Northern California and prepped at Salesian College Prep, excuse my pronunciation. Why was coming back home to play for Hawaii the correct decision for you?
I mean, besides it being home, like the coaching staff itself, I knew that I'd have an opportunity to earn a spot and play on this team. Mm-hmm. And then, like, from another standpoint, like, I changed my last name, I hyphenated it to Hunkin-Claytor, Hunkin being French Polynesian. So, kind of just to represent the islands and show kids, like, where I was in the position I was, that you can make it to the Division I level.
And now that you've experienced almost a full season, how has your expectations coming into UH, how have you matched your expectations? How have you gone with that?
I think for me, just coming into college, I just wanted to be able to play and be able to show my talents. But now with like the trust that I built with the coaches and my teammates and their expectations for me rising, I kind of just grown into knowing that my role is a lot bigger than it was when I first got here.
Right.
And you're not the only college athlete in your family. Your dad played at Hilo. Yeah. Some of your siblings in the college world. Yeah. First of all, how do you feel like you stack up against them? And did anyone have any advice for you in college that's been super helpful so far?
Our whole family competes, so I don't want to out them right now. Like, our whole family competes. I mean, in everything we do. We like to say who's at this level, who's at that level, just like little playful banter. But I think the best advice for me, my sister just said, go somewhere you really wanted and loved. And I felt like Hawaii was the best place for me.
Akira, I want to rewind for you too. We talked about you playing internationally already, but when you're younger, you played for the NBA Global Academy.
Yes.
And were the youngest player ever to play in Japan's pro basketball league
At the time, yeah.
at the time. So my question is, I guess, how or who got you started into basketball in Japan? And then take me through your basketball journey leading up to UH.
Wow. So like, how far back should I start?
Start with who's put the ball in your hand.
Okay, well, so I grew up in California.
Okay.
So it was really just basketball was ever around me. Like my parents loved basketball. Like the community around me loved basketball. There's ever since like my baby pictures, I'm wearing like basketball clothes. Like I had a little basketball. There's a mini hoop in my backyard. So I feel like it wasn't really just like someone like put it there. It was just it'd be on the TV, and I just go out and well, according to my mom at least, I'd see it on TV. I just walk out and just try to do the same things I saw on TV. That's just kind of how it started. And then from there, like playing high school in America, and then having to move back to Japan due to COVID. And then from there, I joined the club in Yokohama. They had their U18 team, and I just did well in their program to where I got called up to the senior team, which was the professional club. And then so they believed me enough to have me there for the season. Got to be the youngest guy. That was cool. You know, I didn't really score much, but it was more of the experience going from, you know, not too high level of high school to then all of a sudden playing professional league. It was really eye-opening for me. And then from there, getting the invite to the NBA Global Academy, I had to try out. You know, I had to prove myself first there. But that was also another step up. Like, that was a crazy experience because I went for the tryout, and I'm a pretty tall guy myself, but I was probably like one of the shorter people there. Like, they had like a bunch of 7.
So it's like the best of the best.
It was like they try to. It's a lot of Australia, but it's a lot of international guys too. So it was really competitive. And then that's really when I started traveling the world a lot. I got to go to so many different countries. Like I got to go to like, you know, Europe, to go to Africa. I went to Senegal, obviously Australia, different places in Asia, obviously America and stuff. So, and then that just really expanded my mind into just seeing how much basketball really connects people.
Right.
Like you can go to a country where no one speaks the language, you don't understand each other at all, but just the love for basketball is just, it's just there, and you get to understand each other from that. And then from there, NBA Academy to then getting recruited here to Hawaii. I just say that, you know, I just got a lot of opportunities for basketball. I'm really thankful for that.
Why did you ultimately choose UH?
Hawaii has always been a place that I really was interested in. Ever since I was younger, growing up in California, it's like Hawaii's a cool place.
Yeah.
And you know, when I got the call, like it just felt like I saw a University of Hawaii coach. I was like, that's it.
Pretty cool.
like Hawaii, that's it. Like, that's the one I want to go to. And obviously, there's different like places that contacted me, but it was always in my mind, like I want to go to Hawaii. So.
And at this point in the season, 5 games left in the regular season for your team. Aaron, what's a little bit of the pulse of how your team's feeling, especially going into this weekend where you only have one game on Saturday and have that off day Thursday?
We know that we're fresh. We have the same approach to every game, as our coach say. Like we do the same process every game, so we know that we could come in and just handle business and do what we need to get done. We're all really confident still that we could go on a run here, and we know we need a run here. So we all have the same process going in, and we still have the same confidence we had at the beginning of the season.
Last question before we have to take a break. Aaron, you mostly grew up in Hawaii, Akira, Japan, California. I'm curious, what type of players did you gravitate towards growing up in these different places? Like, who are your favorite players, and who are some of your favorite players now? Aaron, for you first.
We're talking like professional?
Anyone.
Or any? Okay, so if you remember Jaden Hall, Boogie.
What?
Yeah, that was my guy.
I do remember Boogie.
Yeah.
Former St. Louis
Oh yeah,
Crusader.
So he was at Damien, then went to St. Louis, and then people like Cameron Ing too, like other
Wow.
people I looked up to.
Oh, that's
growing
like
up.
my class. Wow, that's a throwback. Cam Ing. Shout out to Cameron Ing.
Yeah, so like I always watched their game, and I was like, wow, these guys are really good. And then seeing how they produce like in college and being the height that they're at, like I know that was something I want to be able to do too. So I watched a lot of their game, and just like all-time greats like Steve Nash and John Stockton, like just watching their film and things like that. Yeah.
Akira, how about for you?
I mean, I'd say like I watched the NBA a lot when I was younger. Like I was obvious Kobe, LeBron, like people like that, you know. But then like when I really started watching college and NBA stuff, it was right around 2018, 2019, and I remember just like it was the Maui Invitational against it was Duke and Gonzaga, and I was watching that game. And then I see, like, the dude who's playing well. His name was Hachimura. I was like, that's a
Really?
Japanese
Yeah.
name. I
Yep.
mean, that's pretty cool. Like someone
Wow.
like similar to me
Yep.
is out here beating Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, and so like that's when I first really started like
Mhm.
watching Rui Hachimura.
Wow.
But then during like a similar time, like Yuta Watanabe was coming up from the G League
Yep.
and
Yep.
getting a prominent role in the NBA. And it was just that moment really right there was when I feel like I started really pushing myself more, because really before that there was maybe Yuta
Yep.
Tabase, and that was really it for the NBA. Yudai Baba in the B League, in the G League. But like those two really motivated me a lot to like I can really make it there. Like I can get to that level. And then once I was in Japan, like look up to guys to like Yuki Kamura. He was my
Yep.
teammate, but
Yep.
amazing player. If you don't know him, you should watch him.
Yeah.
But like just watching guys like that who went through like a similar path as me, but then who like made it there. Like even a guy like Keisei Tominaga who was at Nebraska. Like
Oh yeah, it was like this. He was like the Japanese Steph Curry.
yeah, so like mine is more like recent, but it's like just seeing the guys who are like I'm close to, but then who are like performing and getting to that
Right.
spot that I want to get to. Those people are like the people I
And-
root for the most.
And it goes full circle because you played with them in the Olympics.
Yeah.
You're teammates with them.
Yep.
That's awesome. Look, we're coming up on our first time out of the show, but before we do, at HawaiiUSA Federal Credit Union, helping you reach your goals and dreams of financial wellness is their commitment. Learn more and become a member today by visiting any of their conveniently located branches or online at HawaiiUSAFCU.com. HawaiiUSA, life matters, insured by NCUA. When we come back from break, we'll get into our tier talk segment of the show. We'll get into that and more. You're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
You are listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
Welcome back to the student section live here at Raising Cane's University. Cole Malsa with Callan Spiller, and we're joined by Rainbow Warrior basketball players Akira Jacobs and Aaron Hunkin-Claytor. So to start off this portion of the show, we'll be getting into our Tier Talk segment. And for this edition of Tier Talk, since you guys are quite the duo on the court, I think it's only fitting we do a Tier Talk ranking of the best NBA duels of all time, or your favorite NBA duels of all time, from Tier 1 being the best down to Tier 2 and Tier 3. And I think we're going to kick it off with Aaron.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Aaron, we're going to – I hope you had enough time to think about this. I told you about it during the break, so hopefully you have enough time. Start with the Tier 1 and go down to Tier 3.
Okay. Tier 1, because Westbrook's my favorite player. We'll go Westbrook and KD.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 2, we'll go the Splash Brothers, Steph and Clay. And then we'll go back a little bit to Kobe and Shaq. Even though I didn't watch them play, but like
Yep.
I know they were nice.
Yep. That's a solid. That's
I
a
gotta
solid
rethink
tier
my whole list.
So you rethink it. We'll throw it over Callan right now.
Well, then I should rethink mine too. It's tough. I feel like there are some players who are just absolute at the top, but I'll start at Tier 3 and work my way up. I'm from Seattle. Got to give the shout out to some old Supersonics players in Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. I've met
Wow.
Kemp around Seattle. He's a really cool guy. They were legendary for the Sonics. Rest in peace, Seattle Supersonics.
I'll be back.
The next one's going to have to be Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah.
Great call on that one.
Yeah.
Again, I love Shaq as a big man in there, as a former center. That's who I'm always
She's
looking
cheating, bro.
Look at the phone. Yeah.
I picked it before and then screenshotted it so I could remember. And then I do have to go with the Splash Brothers, but because love Steph, but Klay Thompson, a Washington State Cougar.
Okay.
My mom went to Washington State, so pretty cool to see
Personal
a
reference.
Cougar out there. Yeah,
I like that.
yes,
I like that. Also, good list. I don't think you can have a bad list. Akira.
I'm going to have two good ones and then a bad one at the end.
Okay,
because
so-
I would rooted for them.
Okay, so this is Akira's list.
Okay, so I'm going to try to say things you guys didn't say. So number 1, Jordan and Pippen.
Oh,
Wow.
let's go.
That's insane.
That's cool.
It's a good one.
Ah man, hold on. I wasn't. This is people are going to question my basketball knowledge. My
So-
fault. I
so
forgot the other guy. Kobe and Shaq. We're doing that one.
Kobe and Shaq.
And then my third one.
Is this the bad one?
Yes.
This
So
has to be
the
the bad
third one, they didn't win anything. They didn't accomplish a thing together. But they were two players that I really rooted for. It was Paul George and Westbrook. Because Westbrook just got broken up with KD.
Yep.
And then Paul George, I really loved him in Indiana. He was coming back from his leg injury. And they joined teams. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is going to
Okay.
be the greatest, experience of my life. And then they didn't win a thing. And then when Damian Lillard hit that step back half court shot,
It was a bad shot, bro.
it ruined my day. I
That was
was
a bad
like, man,
shot.
that is
So,
unfortunate.
so from this, I can tell that you guys are OKC fans growing up, kind of.
I wasn't an OKC fan. I just started rooting for Westbrook after KD left because I was like, that's messed up.
Aaron, OKC fan?
Yeah, I'm OKC.
OKC
I
fan?
can't because they took our Sonics from us, but it's okay. I liked when KD was there because that team was what existed of the Sonics when I was little and went to their last game ever.
Yeah, I'm a little too young for that.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh, snap! Wasn't that when they moved to OKC? Was it 2004?
Yeah, that's probably before I was born.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
04.
like 8,
Yeah,
so it would have been 2007, 2008 ish.
Okay, I'll round out this list for us. I had some names down, but I want to go with just my favorites. I'm gonna go an all Braun duo. My favorite, Braun and D Wade. Those lobs, those electrifying lobs, were so entertaining to watch. Braun, D Wade, tier 1, tier 2. I gotta go Kyrie and Braun. Just because Kyrie hit that shot and gave Braun his third championship at the time, and
Beat
first
the
one in
73
Cleveland. Yep.
9 Warriors.
The best championship of all time, in my opinion. And then tier 3, I'm gonna have to go with Luke now. AD.
They played 2 games together.
AD and Braun. I think AD was arguably his best teammate just because of what he did on the defensive side of the ball was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm still sad that he got traded, but
I mean, you got Luka Doncic, generational talent.
Yeah. And speaking of Luka Doncic, there's been a lot of controversy over the NBA All-Star Game format. In an interview with Giannis, he suggested the NBA do a USA versus all-world All-Star Game. So my question to you guys, if that scenario happened next year's All-Star Game, who would be your starting 5 for each team? And we'll let the fans decide who wins. So Akira will get the world team, and Aaron will draft the USA team.
Does it count if they played for the USA team?
You can't get Joel Embiid, no.
No, I can.
No.
He played for the USA
That's an international player.
He represented us.
I think we have to count Joel for Team USA just because he represented the.
Yeah, it's bad.
We don't need him.
Akira, you have like 5 centers you can draft.
You're right. I don't need Joel Embiid.
Okay, so I guess you can we'll go point guard, shooting guard, that type of format. So we'll have Aaron start it off.
I'm gonna go Curry at my 1.
Curry at the 1.
Let's go Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
That's pretty even right now.
Trying to think who could I put at the 2.
I gotta think of who's the 2.
I'm gonna need a.
Ooh. I gotta go.
Just think of the USA team.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Can I already put my? Oh, I gotta wait for him.
I want a defender,
Right.
so I'll probably go. Drew. No. Actually, no. I'm gonna put Anthony Edwards on my 2.
Okay. I like that.
This is actually Aaron's favorite player.
Yeah,
Shai
this is crazy.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
I thought you were say that. That's crazy.
I didn't even think of him as a world. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's Canadian. He's like Drake, so
Okay.
he's more of us. At my 3, I'm gonna put Braun. Yeah, it's so bad for you. Oh my goodness.
Got to. Who's guarding Braun? Akira?
Who's guarding?
Who's
LeBron?
guarding Curry?
I mean, we'll just have to out offense you, right? Who am I putting in my 3?
Out offense Curry.
I'll give you some names,
Yeah, give me some names.
but they're all going to be bigs.
Yeah.
But you can put Porzingis at the 3.
No.
Franz Wagner.
Wagner's so good. Oh my goodness. I had to guard that dude. Oh my goodness. That dude cooked everybody on my team. Oh man. Wagner
Might as well
good.
just put Wagner on the 3. Or you can
Is
just
he the best
you
3
can
in
go
the
Wemby.
world?
You can go Wemby.
I was gonna put Wemby at the 4 though. But that's going at. Yeah, we'll go Wagner. But I don't like that pick for now. Can I change this later if I come up with one person?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go Franz Wagner.
We have a couple more minutes of the show.
Shout out Franz Wagner.
I'm gonna go Katie at my 4.
Katie at the 4.
Wembanyama.
and
then Embiid at my 5.
Then I got Jokic at my 5.
we're going healthy Embiid at the 5.
Yeah, healthy
I
Embiid, of course.
I got to change my 3.
So
man. There's no
our
way.
fans will, in the comment section on YouTube, pick the winner of Team USA versus Team World. I think it's pretty even. I think it's defense, offense kind of thing.
Oh my goodness!
No.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
So
Let me
here's
change this.
switching up. At the 3, so
Okay.
Franz Wagner's out.
I'm going to move Wembanyama to my 3, and I'm going to put Giannis at my 4. I forgot Giannis.
Oh my God.
We're sitting in the paint and letting him
Okay.
shoot. It's bad.
Man,
Yeah,
that world team looks lethal.
Aaron's got the strategy already. He's out there coaching.
That's a very
We're
tall
going
team.
under on ball screens. It's bad. He's not doing nothing.
All
No,
right,
lob from Wemby to Giannis.
a couple more questions before I get you guys out of here. We call this segment the Fast Break segment. Quick questions to help the listeners learn more about you guys on and off the court, and just answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
So, your favorite artist, Aaron? Music artist,
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Akira?
Who is my favorite music artist?
He listens
I
to
don't
rain
know.
sounds.
The sounds of the earth.
I love that. Okay.
Good one. Mother Nature. your
Yes,
favorite
Mother
artist.
Nature,
That's
greatest
it.
artist of all time.
Right there. Okay, so who wins a one-on-one tournament within your team? Who on your roster?
Ooh, that's
would
a good
cook everyone
question.
else?
Ooh.
101 is not 5
I
on
mean,
5 now. It's a different game.
gotta say Tanner, right? He's not giving up the ball to anybody.
Um,
He's just gonna score every single
A
time.
healthy Ryan Rapp.
Ryan Rapp is
Ooh.
really good. Underrated pick.
Yeah.
Logan Robeson is nice at
Logan,
once.
Logan or AJ. AJ
Those two are
Conley.
nice.
They're filthy.
I would say Logan though.
Okay.
All right, Logan, I hope you're listening to this. Okay, last one before we get you out of here. If you could play in any arena in the world, or have you played in any arena in the world, and where would it be and why?
The stand sheriff is just
You
so
took my
big.
answer. No.
Good answer.
So like, there any day of the week, bro.
Akira, I'll ask you this. What's the coolest arena have you ever played?
I have to say the Olympics arena, right?
Yeah.
Because it was 27,000 people packed and
Yep.
people waving their flags and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't beat the Stan Sheriff Center, man.
Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
yeah.
that's one. That's
Yokohama International Pool. Shout out the International Pool.
we appreciate you both taking time out of your schedule to come spend time with us. This was so much fun, and best of luck to both of you this Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having us.
You just heard from University of Hawaii basketball players Akira Jacobs and Aaron Hunkin-Claytor. Before you take a time out, there's something trending in sports, and it's not on social media. It's student athletes suffering from concussions and not reporting it. By not treating concussions, you can suffer long-term health effects. Find out more from HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. If you're listening to the show, stick around as Kamehameha girls basketball state champs Nihoa Dunn and Pomai Nakakura will be joining us on the other side of the break. We're at Raising Cane's University, and you're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
You are listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
Welcome back to the student section, live on location here at Raising Cane's University. Cole Malsoff, Callan Spiller, now joined by Kamehameha star girls basketball players Nihoa Dunn and Pomai Nakakura. Appreciate you both joining the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Nihoa and Pomai, it's been about a week and a half since you won the state championship against Iolani. Now that you've had some time to let it sink in, how does it feel to be state champs? Nihoa, I'll start with you.
It feels good. I feel like this was years in the making, so to be finally rewarded from all our hard work, it was a really awesome feeling. But honestly, I'm just focused on next season already.
Wow.
So we're already working out in the weight room and stuff like that to prepare for a club season and for next school year.
And especially knowing, now you have a title to defend, it puts a little bit more out there when you know everyone's going to be hunting you with the target on your back, kind of like a lot of the state was with Iolani. You guys dethroned 5-time state champ in the Raiders. How did that feel, and what did it feel like to stack up against a team you're quite familiar with, but finally have that outcome?
Oh man, it was pretty crazy getting to. I mean, these past years we've been going up against them time and time and time again. So, we've gotten to know each other really well. So having to train and adjust to what they've adjusted to, and I don't know, just growing with each other, becoming more mature has been huge for us too against this team, because Iolani is a great team. They're very competitive. They always are coming at you, so you always got to be prepared for anything. And so being able to just grow with this team and be able to punch back with them has been great, and very rewarding feeling bringing that trophy home.
You two played a key role in bringing Kamehameha its first girls basketball state championship since 2013 and 10th overall. Pomai, what does it mean for you to bring the title back to Kamehameha?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, even past years, before we were even in high school, teams have come so close to winning it
Right.
and bringing it back, but fell a little short. Which it just means the world that we were able to kind of finish the job for them and bring that back for them, especially with this team. Man, this team, like my fellow seniors and the juniors, we've been working together these past years, like tirelessly in the weight room, in the gym, getting shots up off season, running, getting just preparing. So it's just I'm so grateful that we got the opportunity to bring it home, and yeah.
And that team success, I'm sure, is the cherry on top. But Nihoa, you had an incredible individual season too, with your leadership on the court, and then some of those stats, averaging 16 points a game, earning most outstanding player in the state championship. Now you've had a little bit time to reflect, and I'm sure the state championship is the overarching achievement there. But how would you describe this season for you personally?
Yeah, it was awesome. I try to make it my goal every year to just improve from last year, both on the court but also off the court. And I think my teammates and my coaches play like a huge role in that and like helping me and guiding me. Because there's times where I might fall a little short in a game, or like even when I'm doing homework or something, and my teammates and my coaches are always there to pick me up, ask me questions and stuff like that.
Pomai, you also put up great numbers in the state tournament, earning all tournament team honors. But from an outside perspective, and I watched it on Spectrum, your impact seemed to go beyond the stats. It was your leadership that stood out, and I watched your post-game interview on Spectrum OC16, and the maturity, the leadership really popped out of the screen. How would you describe your role on the team, and in what ways did you feel like you made your impact on Kamehameha?
I definitely believe that like leadership was a huge part of our growth these past years. And so I really feel the need to take it upon myself to um just lift our team up and like get the girls involved, get each person all of us on the same page. I think that's huge, and I just appreciate my team for being receptive and like allowing us as seniors to like lead the team and like take our advice and listen when we're trying to, not or critique them.
Right.
And yeah, I just if like shots aren't falling, like if the stats part isn't going well or my performance isn't going well, I really do try to contribute in other ways, even if it means like cheering on the bench or giving little pep talks. Like that's fine with me. Whatever we have to do to get the team to succeed is my goal. So
Especially going out on top for that senior season to win your last game as a Warrior, I'm sure is just such a special feeling. But you do have a good group of, like you, Nihoa, a junior coming up to become a senior. Do you feel like your team is poised to defend that title like we talked about a little bit? And how do you step into some of these leadership shoes that are departing?
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely losing a group of girls. These seniors have been really good leaders and role models to us. And like they've just helped us develop our game since we were freshmen. So we're going to miss them a lot, and it's going to be a big role to fill. But I definitely think my class, especially, we're still a very strong class, and we will definitely try our best. I don't think we'll be able to do it the same way they did, but we can do it our own way. And yeah, I hope we really do defend that title next year.
And one key component of the team that remains the same is head coach Pua Strait. Pomai, can you talk about the impact she's had on the Kamehameha girls basketball program?
oh my gosh. So Coach Pua, she's the best. She just puts so much into the girls program, and I don't talk about it a lot, or like I don't tell her enough, but Coach Pua, if you're watching this, we appreciate you so much and everything that you do for us to just get the experience that we get throughout our high school years. Um, is just everything. She sleeps in the dorms for us so that during our like emo invitational tournament that we can play against like teams like Modern Day or like these high mainland teams. She sacrifices those times for us to be able to play and compete and grow as athletes. And she really values us as people over players. We always do journals. We're always talking about like mental health, like being able to balance both. And she is a personal health teacher, so she does understand that aspect of the game as well. And she played for herself, so um, yeah, she just really holds a high integrity for us, even with like our attitude and just playing as a team. And the culture around Kamehameha's program is because of her and what she's emphasized. So she's a really great coach.
Especially with that culture Coach Strait has built, your leadership, your skills on the court. Was there anything else specifically that you think added to make this team so dominant, just losing one game all season to a mainland team? What was it about this team that maybe put you apart from other ones you played on?
I think our team was like never satisfied with a win, or when we were blowing teams out, we were never satisfied. The next day we just came back in the gym ready to work harder. And we were always like just so focused on fine tuning the little things because in basketball that's really important, but also in life. And I also feel like we're just a really humble team. Whether we win or we lose with class, we win with class. And I feel like that's really important to have.
Pomai, I want to turn it over to you. You're a senior. As you look ahead to your next journey beyond high school, have you given any thought to where you might be headed for college?
Yes, so I actually did commit and sign to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes, and I'll be furthering my education in aviation.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's an amazing
Congratulations.
school. Congratulations. That's so
Thank you.
exciting. And we have a few fun questions from our Instagram followers.
Yeah.
We asked from the ESPN Honolulu account for some questions, so we're going to field some fan questions right
plenty
now.
of them submitted questions, and these were probably the best group of questions we've ever got
gosh.
for the show. I really enjoyed some of these questions, and I'm sure some of these are your friends and teammates. So I'll throw it over to Nihoa first. From H. Haley, what is your dream school?
Honestly, when I was younger, me and my dad used to watch Arizona men's basketball play a lot, and he loves that school. He used to go to college there and high school there. So at first it was Arizona, but also I've looked into different schools like Colorado Boulder and like Oregon State. So definitely somewhere in the cold I want to go for sure, but
wow.
I don't really have a certain dream school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the cold. See, I'm from Seattle, so played at a lot of those guys when I was at Seattle University. It's cold, but it's fun. It's not as cold as everyone says it is, but now after living here with the sun, definitely will be an adjustment, but I'm excited for you. It'll be fun. Okay, now Pomai. I have to ask this one. I think it's a great question for girls growing up in the islands. What's your advice for girls on the shorter side? What are the advantages, disadvantages, something you would tell your younger self?
I would say just go for it. Like, make an impact in any way you can. You don't have to rely on height. Like, hustle will take you far. And just go after the loose balls. Look for other ways to contribute. It doesn't always have to be height. Like, hard over height all day. No offense, Nihoa, but
No, it's fine.
And shout out to Sydney RS for that question. Had to make sure she got the credit.
This one's for Nihoa from Kanani Donlin. If you could play any sport besides basketball, what sport would you play, or do you play?
I don't play any other sport besides basketball currently. I used to play soccer and I used to play volleyball. So if I didn't play basketball, I'd probably play soccer or volleyball.
And one more for Pomai from to Schmud for you .z. They ask, as a player myself, I've always wondered how you're so poised on the court. How do you stay so calm?
Well, I definitely think it's just experience too. Like, my earlier years as a freshman, sophomore, I don't think I was always this poised, but I feel like coming into my junior, senior year, just having that experience under my belt and like just knowing that I need to stay calm right here in order for my game to flow better was huge. And actually, Coach Poole helped me a lot with that as well. And it's all right here. So, like, just taking deep breaths before the game, and yeah.
Look, we do have to take another quick timeout, but Nihoa, Pomai, thank you guys so much for joining the show tonight, and congratulations again on winning the state championship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll be joined by another pair of state champs, Iolani boys soccer stars, Devin Lee and Brody Awaya. This is the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
You're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, welcome back to the student section. Cole Malsoff, Callan Spiller here live at Raising Cane's University. Now joining us on the show are another pair of state champions, Devin Lee and Brody Awaya of Iolani boys soccer. Appreciate you both coming on the show.
Thank you.
First off, congratulations to the both of you for winning the state championship about a week and a half ago. Brody, for you, how does it feel to be a state champ?
I mean, it feels great just after a long season. It's very rewarding and like just all the hard work and effort we put in over the season. It feels good to like come out on top.
And this is your second state championship. You won your freshman season.
Yeah.
Does this one feel a little different?
It feels different because like I know my years at Iolani are coming to an
Right.
end, so I'm kind of cherishing it more because like as a freshman, I kind of just it was cool and all, but
Right.
I'm a freshman. But now
Yeah.
this one felt a little more meaningful.
And that was your first one, so you don't know
Yeah.
any other high school season without that. So this one probably felt pretty good after knowing what that felt like. Okay, Devin. So that game, the state title game, tied 1-1, comes down to overtime, then even goes to penalty kicks. Penalty kicks are insane. I only played soccer until 8th grade, but even 8th grade PKs were crazy. What was the feeling like in the moment of the PKs, and then once Chase converted that clinching kick?
It was definitely an intense moment for me. I was really just nervous, but I was really just trying to focus on keeping our heads and calming everybody down and making sure everybody was just confident in themselves and just that be able to help out the other players and make sure that they were ready to take their PK. But yeah, I was definitely a little nervous for that moment, but just had to believe and we were able to score all the PKs.
Can you? I haven't played soccer since I was in like ASO. So Devin, walk me through what it's like to take a PK, knowing that you're going to be one of the 5 chosen to take the PK, going up to the ball. Would you say this is the most high pressure moment in soccer? And kind of walk me through your mindset through it all.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's one of the more pressuring moments in soccer, especially having everything on the line. But just going up to the ball and placing it down, you just gotta tell yourself that everything's gonna be okay, and as long as you're ready and believe in yourself, then you'll be fine. And and that you believe that in your ability to score, then everything will turn out okay.
And this season was the 3rd straight year that Iolani and Mililani faced off in that state title game again. Iolani took it home 2023, Mililani last year, and now it's back to Iolani. So Brody, how would you describe a little bit of that rivalry and what did it feel like to avenge that loss from last year?
Well, it feels good because they hurt like we lost, and then that was all our friends, and then me and Devin, we know like the entire Mililani team.
Oh wow!
So we play club with them, and then it's just always fun knowing you're gonna play against your friends, and especially in a high level game like that.
Oh, it must be so much more sweeter that it's against
Yeah.
all your friends, and you have those bragging rights when you play club
Yeah.
in the summer. So with the win, Iolani secured its 11th boys soccer state championship in program history. Devin, for you, would you say Iolani is the standard for Hawaii high school boys soccer?
Um,
I know that's
Yeah.
a tough question.
yeah, I would definitely say it's one of the one of the better schools at soccer, and we definitely have a reputation that we
Yep.
have with Iolani soccer. But yeah, over the years, I think Iolani soccer has grown and the program has grown, and it's just good to see that the Iolani soccer program is just doing so well, and we're able to make history.
Yep.
And both of you, the top 2 leading scorers this season, how did it feel playing together? You played club together too, so how has that chemistry continued to develop through playing through club to Iolani? Describe playing together and what that feels like.
It just felt so surreal, and just growing up with Brody ever since kindergarten, like we always dreamed of this moment together, being under the lights, just living our dream together. We always talked about it when we were little kids, like picturing us scoring game-winning goals and at lunch just playing soccer together. So it's just so amazing to see the outcome that we got and just the process and journey that we both have been on, and it just was just an unbelievable moment for both of us, just to make a dream come true.
Brody, what about you? What are your thoughts on that? Growing up together from kindergarten, that's amazing. That's
I
so
mean,
cool.
yeah, just knowing this guy for a very long time, and then playing with him last year, and then came up short. But this year was really nice to come out on top.
Devin, Brody, you both are only juniors, which means you have another year to build on this success and possibly go to your 4th straight state championship game. Brody, for you, how confident are you that Iolani can repeat as state champions next season?
I'm honestly like pretty confident because I mean, the hardest part in like the beginning of the season is just getting to know your teammates and getting your chemistry together.
Mhm.
But since we're not losing too much seniors, I feel like we can dominate next year and hopefully bring another championship
We're
back
already
home.
past that getting to know each
Yeah.
other stage. You just get to run where you left off this season. I love when we talk about superstitions in games. I'm curious if either of you have a particular superstition, whether it's a food you eat or something else you do to make sure that a game is going to go well.
Definitely the process leading up to the game. I always put on the same sock every day, or I always put on the same cleat at practice or in games or right before the game. And I'm a very superstitious guy. I always have to be doing the same warm up, same process before the game. And yeah,
What do you mean by the same sock? Are we washing the
Like
sock?
left or
no,
right?
like yeah, like left and right.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I always put it on the same foot every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one? Which one is it for
Um,
everyone wondering out there?
I go right sock and then left sock and then I put on my other socks and then right cleat, left cleat.
Brody, how about for you? Any superstitions or rituals?
I'm superstitious to like a
Extent?
point,
Yeah.
yeah, but I pretty much just like live in the trainers the day of a game and just try and I hate cramping. I'm always cramping,
Right.
so just trying to get out all the knots and
Mhm.
loosen my muscles
You're
up.
practical. You're
Mhm.
taking that route. He's got all the superstition for you, so
Yeah.
he's got it covered.
Outside of Iolani, I'm sure you guys have traveled for club soccer camps, tournaments. How does the level of soccer in Hawaii compare to what you've seen and experienced on the mainland? Devin, you can go first.
Yeah, there's definitely a big drop off, I would say, from the mainland to Hawaii, but it's not only because of the competition, but it's also because of the lack of teams in Hawaii. But playing in Seattle and getting to experience that life at the academy was just it's a very different style of play and very different style for soccer wise. And I would definitely say there's a drop off from the mainland up there
Right.
to here.
All right. Well, I want to get into our Instagram follower questions because some of our followers gave us some good questions and submitted them for you guys today. First one from Nathaniel.Shuai. What's the difference between club soccer and high school? For you, Devin.
Um, Club soccer, I feel like it's less of a process to prepare since you already know your teammates. You've been playing with them year round, and you guys are basically on that chemistry, and it's just a lot more. I wouldn't say organized, but it's a lot less confusion
Mhm.
since we know what we're doing. We have a set plan, we have set practices schedule. But high school is a lot more figuring out your teammates, figure out their tendencies and what they like to do, and just it's the key thing in high school is just team chemistry
Yeah.
and just working together and building that connection. So when we get on the field, we know what we're gonna do and be ready for when the time comes.
And one for Brody. From underscore Kai Waters, how do you put the athlete in student athlete, especially in computer science?
Okay, so Waters, he's in my computer science class, and he's just always talking. So it's great, like being in a class with that guy. But I guess always studying. I try and study, but I kind of procrastinate sometimes. So, but I know I gotta stay eligible, so that definitely helps. And just getting my grades up for college, and yeah.
Last one for Devin. Who from Caleb.Abara, who are some of your idols and mentors, pro and older players?
Um, well, Caleb is definitely one of the mentors that I look up to, being a Gatorade Player of the Year last couple years ago.
Mhm.
I would say definitely looking up to him and watching how he's playing, and especially training with him. I always take notes and um, make sure key on certain things that he does. But another player that, or like a mentor to me, is definitely my dad, and just him helping me through my years growing up as a kid and always being by my side, teaching me new things and stuff that I can improve on, which it definitely helped me. It definitely helped me.
And one more for Brody. Someone asked, Bless.z_ asked, how are you so nonchalant? Just a funny question. Curious what you would say.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm nonchalant. I don't know. He's probably saying that because I always have like music. I'm always listening to music, but like if you talk to me, I smile. I like talk, but I guess I kind of keep to myself a little more.
It might be like staying calm under pressure too on
Yeah.
the field, so not necessarily just off. But good answer. Good answer.
Before we go, I just want to quickly say thank you again to Devin and Brody for joining us here tonight. Also want to thank Akira Jacobs, Aaron Hunkin-Claytor, Nihoa Dunn, and Pomai Nakakura for stopping by earlier. Thank you so much for everyone who has been listening in and for the people who joined us at Raising Cane's here tonight. For Callan Spiller, I'm Komosop. We'll see you next time. This has been the Student Section on ESPN Honolulu.